Hi everybody, welcome back to Arma 3 and welcome back to Spearhead 1944, the official cDLC based in World War II for Arma 3, and with the free update 1.1 we get all this extra content for Spearhead 1944, including what you're seeing here, which is a single player or a multiplayer co-op scenario showcase called Panzerkampfwagen, where you can drive a German armoured vehicle. You get a choice of several different tanks as part of Operation Lutich, and it's all part of the Spearhead 1944 storyline, which starts off originally when Spearhead 44 first came out with Operation Cobra, which is the incredibly important breakthrough in August 1944 away from the beaches through the German lines to start rolling up the German army in Normandy. And then what update 1.1's bringing to us is Operation Lutich, which was the counterattack by the Germans to kind of roll back the Americans, which obviously didn't work. And in Panzerkampfwagen, you're part of this counterattack, and it really is an awful lot of fun as well. Now, I have to admit things, I tend to play all of these scenarios and showcases single player, and again, I'm no expert, so one of the first things I do is I load up the single player cheat menu, and I'll do things like if I'm struggling, I'll make my tank invincible. Okay, so hands up, that's what I do to enjoy lots of Arma, because I'm not very good at it, because I kind of enjoy the cinematic aspects of the game and not always the realistic aspects of their game. But especially, I guess, if you're playing with friends and you're doing this as a co-op where you've got a few tanks attacking together, make it as difficult as you want. And obviously, if you're an experienced Arma player, you're going to make it difficult anyway, aren't you? Because the grind is what it's all about. But we've got these fantastic new models, including like the Panther, the Jag Panther, we've got the Stug, and on the American side, we've got like the Greyhound armoured car, and we've got some variations of the Jeeps and some howitzers, and of course we've got this amazing new Mortain map, which is this kind of area of Normandy which was fought over as part of well, I guess a little bit of Cobra and then Operation Lutich, this counterattack by the Germans. And this particular scenario is an awful lot of fun. You get two choices of different kind of ways in that you can take into the area, and as a single player and as a multiplayer co-op, actually you do get assisted by AI units. Now remember, the pathing of Arma 3 AI vehicles isn't always the best, so it can be quite comedic when the tanks all start bashing into each other and doing sort of stuff. But occasionally you do get this situation where you'll be cruising across the fields or down the roads in Normandy, and you'll have a Panther on one side and a Panzer 4 on the other side. And it's very cinematic and feels very good indeed, and I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. There's several other scenarios that are included as well. There's one called Prize Fighter, where you're actually in one of those Greyhound armoured cars. There's the Battle of St. B, where you play a bazooka operator in the US Army, basically trying to stop what you're seeing in this particular mission, which is really interesting. And you get the attack on Mortain, where you play as the Germans attacking in the early morning and the night at the beginning of Operation Lutich. But anyway, that's enough from me. I'll leave you with the gameplay. If you haven't checked out Spearhead 1944 for Arma 3, I'll put a link in the description below the video. It's highly worth looking at. I know it got a lot of criticism on launch for lack of content and the fact that it concentrated on a battle and an operation in World War II that not many people were familiar with, and people really wanted D-Day or the Battle of the Bulge or something like that. But it's very interesting. Operation Cobra, I'll put a link to that as well, and Operation Lutich, so you can read about them. These were very, very important battles in World War II, and led to the destruction of the German army in Normandy, which led to the liberation of France, and then the Allied armies going into Germany, obviously, finishing the war. And the quality of the models that are included is really good. And another criticism was the fact that things like the Germans didn't have voiceovers, but now they do. So it's really nice, well-rounded, incredibly cheap when you look at the price for what you get, especially when it's in the sale. And I think it should definitely be part of your Arma 3 collection of cDLC. up there with the likes of Prairie Fire. Anyway, that's enough from me. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have, hit like. If you want some more of the same, press subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.